talk about our division.
Right, we can just bring that up, right, too.
Oh, no,
I think
thank
so.
you.
I think so. So I am happy to be here with you guys. We are now live into our podcast. You guys suggested to put on my airsoft gear, or what I used to do with the airsoft officiating stuff. But I am super happy. Last night we weren't able to get the podcast going. I know we delayed it. And actually it was an unfortunate event for me too, because I was just sitting down playing Valorant, and then I get told like, "Hey, we're getting this broadcast, right?" And I was like, "No, I'm gonna get the podcast." It turns out we should have gotten the podcast. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It was unfortunate. There was a lot of things going on that I did not know about it too much. I did not know about it too much. It was all staff's decision. I think it was Bake State that was supposed to handle it, and then I was told to handle it, and I was like, okay, I'm going in last night. And I mean, the moment that kind of cut me off from trying to continue to help out and get this game underway last night was because they said, I forgot who said it, but someone said, "Oh, it's because it's us and not anyone else." And at that point, it was kind of hard to say yes or no. It didn't even matter yes or no. You get me? If I said no, it'd be like you're lying. If you're saying, if I said yes, it's all like, "Oh, we knew it." It's like, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of
Yeah, it's a
crazy.
gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah, it is a gotcha thing, right? But
it's true.
I don't know, man. I think we'll move on from that. But introductions. Let's get to know you guys. Let's do this. Starting off with whoever wants to start it off first.
I'll start off. What's up? I'm the Majestic Kiwi. I know I'm very much loved throughout PRL, so I'm glad to be here to give my opinions on the league.
Following up the most toxic person ever to face the earth of PRL, I'm formerly GN, but I'm Bad Boy B-Way. Currently the Striking Vipers coach. I did sub in as a top laner and a jungler for Striking Vipers. And I'm excited to be here along with my two former teammates in MightyRai. It's going to be a good time.
And I'm the only one of us here not in playoffs whose season has ended. Seawolf from Exertion Gaming. Sadly, B-Way knocked me out, and I expect to hear a lot about it.
It was really close games. There's so many close games on my division, and that was the only division that had the closest games because every other division was forfeits. So it was a little bit bad. It really was. I mean, we've been getting suggestions on how to actually like kind of enforce more on what we can do with the forfeits, but I feel like if we enforce it too much, like it might give us a bad rep, you know? The way we're enforcing it now, it's like, I mean, the way I personally see it is, you know, if we do one thing like such as a forfeit and we don't mind losing $5, then call it a day. You know, if you only lose like $5 or $10, that's it. Call it a day. Don't escalate too much of, you know, looking like unprofessional or having too much fun. Because having too much fun, a team's there, they know you can shut them out, and they're ready to play, right? They're ready to play that game serious because this team can actually shut us down, and then they didn't after all. And it's kind of like, you know, it probably makes them feel like, why do we have to be here? You know, even, or maybe they didn't know they could actually get shut down by those teams.
I mean, I also think there, at least when we used to play as a team together as GN, like we would have like these games where it would be kind of a joke game, like a team in the division where like we wouldn't we wouldn't need to play them to even keep going, but we still played our hearts out because we cared about our record and how our record would be going forward. And that's why, like, you look at teams like Merc and Mad City in our division who had games against lower teams, and yeah, they were fighting for first and second place, but still, those games they took super seriously against all the other teams, and it really made the division kind of fight for your spot, which is kind of exciting at the end.
As the team that took the wrath of Mad City after they had locked second, I can confirm that is the case.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I think they always brag about it a little bit, right? The perfect game.
Oh, that
But
wasn't
It
that
wasn't,
wasn't
it
us.
wasn't
No.
perfect, but it was pretty damn close.
no, like
yeah,
to
it's
be
cast a
with.
win in that game.
Yeah, but the thing is, to me, like I like to be unbiased about things. It's like, wait, you could perfect game striking Vipers with not Mad City. That's kind of weird. I mean, that they are Mad City,
Right.
not Merc Nimbus. But that just tells you there's 3 different levels in that division. There's one team that is
Yeah.
far up there. There's one team that is far in the middle, and then there's the other team that's far below. But
I mean, you don't have to say how far they are above us before we have to play them, but
But
that's fine by
the
me.
only thing I really wanted to see, and we didn't even get to see, I did not want to see Striking Vipers going against Mad. Because at that
Yeah,
point, we'll never see how you guys were actually really good enough against everyone else. That kind of sucks. Like,
yeah, it's a strange way it was set up. When it was told to me at the very beginning of the split, I thought we would be playing the second seed from the Friday division. So like it would just be cross division, like a crisscross, and then it'd be like a conference final, and then we would play. It kind of like how the Super Bowl works a little bit, like a conference final into the final, which I thought would have been better, but I guess the way the seeding works after the reseeding, we have to play Mad City, which is a really good opponent. We had 2 hard fought games, but I really wish it was different because I'd like to see how our division shapes up against other divisions, for sure.
I would have loved to see that too. How about you guys?
Yeah. It's a little confusing between Thursday and Friday and which one's like kind of better. The only thing I know for sure is the problem that I've noticed with this year's playoffs is that Saturday and Sunday is significantly weaker than Thursday, Friday is what it looks like. So we're not really going to get to see cross division play between those divisions. So I'm hoping that the finals doesn't suffer from that. From just whoever comes from the Thursday, Friday side is going to roll the person Saturday, Sunday. But it's definitely possible because there's a lot of good teams on this Thursday, Friday section. Like Mad, Striking Vipers. That should be close. I know like Striking Vipers really had like a great run towards the back end.
5-3 second back end, yeah.
Yeah, so they kind of just squeaked their way in there, but I mean they were on a hot streak, so that could end up being better than you might generally think for a 3-6 match because they did get their way in. And Essentia versus Glaves, that one seems a little more favored towards Essentia because they've been kind of beating Glaves all season long. So, yeah, it's just weird because you kind of have an idea of how the matches are gonna go because you've seen them throughout the split.
Right. See, well, if you played both teams in the Thursday division, how do you feel about that matchup?
Oh, Mad versus Striking Vipers?
Yeah, you've seen both of them.
I expect it to be a very one-sided series. I'm sorry, B-Way. After
all
getting
right.
perfect game 2 weeks ago, it's gonna be hard for me to say it's gonna look good for you guys. But I mean, obviously, that's what 2 to 3 weeks of practice for you guys. You guys can improve. I think every single team is beatable. I don't think, especially on this Thursday Friday side, I think all teams are relatively strong and could look towards a finals appearance. I do expect Saturday Sunday side to be very close as well. However, I'm not sure how that final is going to go because I've not been as impressed with the teams from that side of the bracket.
And you never know, like at least for us, or at least for Striking Vipers and teams I've played in the past, like every time you scrim somebody, it's a 3 block, and then you beat them twice and you lose once, and then once you get to game day, you go 0-18 against them, and then you're like, oh well, that team wasn't really good. Let's have 2 more games against them, and we'll beat them twice more. So once the playoffs come and it's a best of 5, you never know what team's actually going to shape up for a best of 5 and what team isn't.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the interesting factor coming in is how teams adapt to this best of 5 format and really play within there and adapt throughout the series.
Right, and it's interesting because there are teams that play a lot that are very one-dimensional in their plays and have certain picks for each role. Like I know if you watch Striking Vipers, we do have like a distinct play style that we like to play a lot, but I think if teams can mesh and mold and try to hide certain picks and bring out certain things, I know teams like Mad City and Merc bring out very unique picks, and it's going to be really, really interesting seeing what they bring out coming into the playoffs.
And on top of that, what's been going on at the scene of what's becoming a playoffs? There's so much hype for playoffs right now. There's like a lot of drama, gossip, this and that.
Yeah.
Who's better than
Yeah.
who?
Very spicy.
And I did release the staff and guest rankings. Bad Boy B-Way was one of them. See, what did I message you? I think I did.
You did not. I did not get anything, but I'm not in Imperial anymore. I lost, so it's okay.
No, but like
no, I don't really want to talk to out of PRO, especially
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to talk with people who are already eliminated. I understand.
It's like talking to a ghost, right?
Yeah.
Camera on.
I that would be cool.
Ashamed.
That would be cool. Like even after eliminated, like you get more practices done. You get to watch how the games go. You kind of.
I do have a large amount of time to VOD review now. It's.
Do you not know how much stress it is for you players? Like when you're in it, and you're still in it. Like you guys are on a timer. There's no rescheduling. There's no what if someone's not there? We're screwed. You guys can like go and play flex ranked or something now as freely as you want. Like.
Oh, I'm pretty sure B-Way and Kiwi know how stressed I get if they show up less than 30 minutes before a match.
Yeah, and honestly,
sure.
B-Way was the worst with that. I was pretty damn good.
Me?
B-Way would show up like a minute before and be like, "I'm here, guys." They'd be like, "Oh."
They'd be like, "Oh." Yeah, they'd be like, "You already have a sub."
I think like 6 times I had a sub ready, and the B-Way shows up right.
Yeah.
Last minute.
Poor sub, dude. Who was that? Who was the poor sub in that? Like,
And oh, it was
the
Phantom Brick. Yeah.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
I remember.
The best part about it is like if you ask, you're like, "Oh, like is he late for scrim?" We never scrimmed. It was we only played game days, and I was always late for game day.
Yeah, and you wouldn't respond to us either, so we like didn't know what the timeline was. It was just like he might show up, like it's possible.
The only person I responded to was Tron's Snapchat.
Yeah, literally.
Yo, I'm gonna be late. Oh my god.
Yeah,
No,
back in the days when we were hated like at the same on the same team.
Yeah.
Now we're just now I'm hated elsewhere, but that's cool.
True.
That's weird. That's weird how that hate became apparent. Like it's so weird how the hate comes out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a curveball. I mean, I see it and I know it.
Out of nowhere.
I see it and I know it, and then it's all like, what the heck happened? Like, how did this come up? It's like
me and Sean were definitely in banter quite a lot, so that could be
There was a third person. There was a third person in banter with you guys.
There was a third person. We thought of B-Way.
Smiling over here.
What?
We kind of did
banter.
We did definitely run banter for a little bit, but
I literally specifically only talk to Axum. I don't know why you guys talk about other. I specifically talk to Axum because
Axum's the only one you care about.
You
That's
definitely
true.
did BM Axum any chance that you got. Speaking of Axum, did he make playoffs? What team was he on? He was on a Sunday team, right?
He was on. Let me check. He was on Rated R.
Yeah.
No, he didn't make it. Axum.
Oh yeah, they just fell short because there's the 4-way tie. Right.
Yeah.
But did you see how strong he was? Did you see how strong Axum was though? He what do you call it? Like he was dominating the top players. Like It was kind of crazy. It was just Mitch.
Wait, when is the?
It was just Mitch missing all the shockwaves everywhere, but that was about it. Like he was. Go back to VOD. I'm not even like trying to shit on Mitch or anything.
When is this 4-way tiebreaker happening?
But I love
I
him
think
though.
3 of the games have already happened.
I love
The 4-way
Mitch.
tiebreaker happened already?
I think 3 of the 4 games.
They have their own little bracket. It's funny. Like if you go to the PR,
Oh, okay.
yeah, they have their
You
own
click
4-way. Two of the games.
Okay.
Two of the games have been played. Final Five beat Tempest,
Okay.
and then Black Jaguar beat Gothboy Click. So officially,
I see.
we have our first 2, but we don't know who is 1 and 2.
We
And
don't know
then-
the order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But for the
Okay.
3rd place match, Tempest and Gothboy, that's a killer. It really is. I think
Wow, that's crazy. Tempest was first coming into the week, no?
for 2 weeks.
They were coming in. Yeah.
Or they had what was it? Echidna and Ezreal on their team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah.
Kiwi, would Ezreal be on your top 10?
Ezra wouldn't be on my top 30.
Oh.
He'd be at the bottom 2.
Behind the subs.
He'd be behind the subs.
Oh my
Jeez.
God. That's what we've been looking for.
So
Never
definitely
forget.
one team, which is Final Five, came to a surprise to all of us. They look extremely clean. We just don't know. We just don't know in comparison yet, but we will because we're getting there. You know, starting this Thursday, we're playing the first 2 games, which is Mad City versus Striking Vipers. Unfortunate because I don't think it's gonna be one-sided, like what Seawolf was saying here. All because I think there's a lot more stress when it's the best of 1. You guys can lose your first game and then completely sweep them 3-1. Like that's possible. That's highly possible. The only time it starts getting stressful is when someone's on game point. But you won't get to game point until after 2 games. So like you guys are more like trying to adapt and trying to figure out the opponent at that time. And kind of like how you guys were saying, I think it was just Bad Boy B-Way saying that, we don't scrim, we just play on game day. You'll have a lot more time on that game day to figure out your opponents. So I think that's a lot better. It's a lot better for a lot. With the best of 5, the best of 1 stress is just out of the window. In a best of 1 though, it'll be Mad City all over you guys and Striking Vipers. But since it's a best of 5, they might be all over you 1 game, but next game they better like keep it consistent, or else they just they could fall. Anyone can do that. Actually, it could be anyone. Let me see the matchups.
So I don't want to put any predictions out there or even reveal any of our training.
No problem.
But I won't give you any of the inside scoops. But just know we got Morn back. You don't have to look for Bad Boy in the jungle. I might show up top or jungle. Who knows? I have come back in both roles. I have performed in those roles as well, and I'm a sub for the team. Who knows? But right now, Morn will be back this week. I'm seated at the coaching position. We have trained every day this week. We have had scrims. We have talked about even bringing a double block on days. Like, we're home with coronavirus. I think half of my players are sick with coronavirus or something because they are playing out of their minds. I'm telling you, we got Gritty down as an ADC. I've seen him. I've seen VODs of him playing against double lift. Don't worry, he's not smurfing, but he did go head to head against double lift, and it may have been a couple years ago. And he's pretty dirty. We got G-Friend Keeney down in the support division. You may think of him as an e-girl support. He's played a lot of e-girls, I'm telling you. But
who said that?
You'll be surprised. He's bringing out some fire coming tomorrow. Also, we got Genesis in the mid lane, literally a rock. You talk to him, he doesn't even speak. He just performs. It's ridiculous. We got Morn in the jungle.
A rock isn't a compliment, B-Way.
I'm telling you, okay. And
Wait, it's
we got
not?
Morn in the jungle. Morn is a wild man. He is calm under pressure, but he is ready to come at you and attack. And the best part about it, I'm telling you, the best part about it, we have Goo on you in the top lane. Now, Goo, I know you heard from him last week in his interview, and he said he was nervous. He was nervous. He got all of his nerves out last week. He's coming into this week cold as ice. He's a crazy man up in the top lane. He'll play counter matchups. Yeah, you ban his Darius because you have to ban his Darius. He is disgusting in the top lane. You have to ban his Darius. Then what is he going to pull out? I don't know, Ornn? He's going to solo kill you. I don't care if you're playing, I don't care if you're playing a range champ against Ornn. He will solo kill you. He'll bring up Maokai. He will solo kill you.
BWay, would you say Goo on you is better than you?
So last week we did play a head-to-head twice. I did pull out my Soraka. Unfortunately, it was against a Ghost Darius, and he had 15 kills. Now that is why I'm not playing top lane for this team. But what I will tell you is there will be a new first half Striking Vipers, not so good. Second half, improvement. Playoffs will be an improvement, and Striking Vipers in the finals of this season will be the most disgusting team you will ever see. And that's all I have to say.
See, I listened to all this.
Yes.
It seems like you just kind of...
You've left out somebody on that list. The superstar big brain coach of Striking Vipers that's going to read the playbook of the other team.
Maybe because he's a substitute. Maybe because he's a sub.
No, that's possible.
I think you also left out the fact that me and Bishan got you a win earlier in the season against Mark Nimbus.
I was also in that game, and I had more kills than you.
I would have really appreciated it if you didn't do that, because I would have forced a 4-way tiebreaker.
But also we were also 2-0 against Exertion. So
no, you weren't. What? We went 1-1, sir.
1-1.
Oh yeah, because of a forfeit. Oh, sorry guys. I didn't want to say it.
It's not my job to make sure you have a roster.
I didn't want to say it.
It's not his job.
That's true. I did not read it under your description as a player. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Team should leave us a note that if we're not there, put in intermediate bots all stations.
Hey, it might be better than Seawolf.
Probably. Let's be real. Any bot probably would outplay me.
No,
I was thinking Vigar bot.
That's not true.
I was thinking Vigar bot.
What were you gonna say,
Kiwi? You can play range supports.
I was gonna say, B-Way definitely hyped himself up quite a bit for this playoff, but he definitely has a long way to go for the finals. Because even if you do somehow beat Mad City, you play Merc Nimbus or us? I think you play us, right?
You guys, yeah.
That's just not happening, and that's just unfortunate for you.
I mean, well, one, it will be happening. No.
Oh yeah,
it
final
will be
boss,
happening that we play you guys, but
I mean, sure, you can show up, but you're not going anywhere. You're just gonna get 3-0'd.
You're a Friday Division team. What do you mean?
Yes, Friday Division is the best division.
You're
a walk-on Friday Division team.
Do you want to know why you play in Friday Division? Because you guys don't go out on Fridays. We celebrate on Fridays because we.
Where are you celebrating? Where are you
celebrating? We go hard on Thursday. Where am I celebrating? Come to Jacksonville Beach, Florida. I'll see you there.
There's no bars. Also, that was the only spot that was open. That was the only spot that was open. We were a walk-on team, so it was Friday or nothing. No, trust me, I'd hate the Fridays too, but there's Corona, so I'm not missing anything really. This is the only split I'm okay with this.
Yeah, that is true.
Remember when we used to beg to not have Thursday, Friday?
Yeah, that's why we moved to the Sunday. We moved to the Sunday. If anyone wants to know why I go next, we were like a Saturday team originally, but we moved to the Sunday division so that we could go drink on Saturdays. And that was the only reason.
Did you guys drink locally?
Well, not together, but we would every once in a while end up in a call together,
Yeah.
like yelling at each other.
I would do that like I think about not even that far off, like maybe 1 or 1.5 years ago. I would always drink and chill with everyone, all of my online friends. It was so cool, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah,
a riot.
I think
yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
coronavirus has turned into.
And people would ask me, why do you drink at home and play video games? I'm like, well, if I get too drunk, I just turn around and jump on my bed and night's done. I'm not gonna get in my car and then like crash
Problem
into a
solved.
sidewalk and then fuck up my vehicle, right? That I have to fix the next fucking day. And it's like, there's just too much hassling when you go out and drink like at bars and stuff. Like it's not even cool. I think it's like a little bit overrated, you
It's
know?
not
Like,
even cool.
yeah, it's
Bars
not even cool.
Hot take.
You know what's cool is
I
that
mean, they are overrated, but you're gonna go anyway.
yeah, like the coolest thing about video games and getting drunk is that you just don't give a shit, you know, after a while, and it feels good to not care about anything that you
Yeah,
say as long as you're not broadcasting.
Just don't get drunk in my ranked games, please.
Oh, no.
I've seen that kind of like a common thing that's
Hey,
been
Red,
going on now.
Yeah.
I don't know why people feel the need to get drunk and then go play ranked. It just
Because you have to be drunk in order to play NA solo queue.
you know what? He's got a point on that one. I understand now.
Oh, I had to be drunk to mess up my top tens too. No.
Yeah, so I guess back to the playoffs, I guess.
Yes.
But,
so you're most familiar with the Friday division, Kiwi. Let's
Yeah.
break it down. Let's break out the matchup in the
Ascension
Friday
versus
division.
Glaves.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically there's two teams. Essentia is very odd because you've seen a couple things from them. You see every once in a while they just like destroy teams, and then you see them just lose like to random teams, like teams that they should never lose to. They'll just lose, and usually they'll just make up some stupid excuse like, "Oh, I was lagging," or like this. It's kind of just their thing. But I don't
have
know.
seen that.
Their consistency has definitely been an issue throughout the split. So it is possible, you do need to win 3 games against Glaves. They've been consistent versus Glaves, but and Glaves just seems a little below them in terms of actual skill overall. I think Glaves' bot lane is definitely better than Ascension's.
Disgusting. Yeah.
It's definitely they definitely win in the bot lane department, but ADC in 2020. That's the big issue with that matchup is
I think
seems
so
like it's
too.
gonna be Glaves bot versus Ascension's top side, and top side is a little more impactful. So we definitely have to see how it goes.
And
it's not. It's not.
Laxon earlier was saying he wasn't
What
even
about-
on the team anymore. I don't know how.
I think that's a meme. He always.
think?
He said it had to do with lag or something. I think he was lagging, so
Oh,
like it's
oh
possible.
my god, he just made me forget about that. Yeah, he was horribly
Yeah.
lagging that one day and then got subbed out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's not actually. I don't think he's actually off the team, but I'm sure they're ready for someone in case he, lags again.
Yeah, I think he might be playing from Tea Time's basement.
Yeah, very possible.
It's quite possible. Tea Time doesn't like letting go of supports.
Put the lotion in the bucket or gets the hose again. Laxon.
Laxon is the only player on that team that I actually like. So shout out to Laxon, you're my favorite, buddy.
He's
but
funny.
yeah, no, I think Essentia will take this.
He's funny. He's not allowed on interviews. He's forced to play pretty good champions. I mean, being forced to play Galio, he's been doing like insane with Galio. Like, if you're not banning Galio, then Lax is picking Galio because T-Time's gonna tell him to.
Yeah,
but
he's
as much
definitely a
as
big
he
Galio player.
as much as he kind of, I don't even know. I'm just putting my own words in his mouth at this point. But like, it's kind of like I don't want to play Galio. I'm like, Laxy, you shit on people on Galio, man. Like, I don't know. If an 80 carry, take Kiwi for instance, if he shits on people with Caitlyn, you don't give him Caitlyn. You don't, And I think you still lock in that Caitlyn, huh?
Caitlyn?
Less now, but
But
I
like last
still
split,
play it.
yeah.
But last split, Caitlin's kind of was always my champion. Still play a lot. It doesn't like I don't know if you guys all know this, but I am actually a sub for Final Boss. So
No way.
I'm just like the permanent PRL sub. So YYC ADC is actually their main ADC. They still play in some other leagues. So they do all the scrim time. I just come in on Fridays because I'm friends with Clancy. Also some more tea if you want to hear it. I was
Ooh, here
actually
we
picked
go.
over Gritty for the ADC spot for PRL.
Oh, really?
Gritty
Yeah,
low?
Gritty was trying out for the.
That's strange because I was thinking about calling ADC to play for Striking Vipers, and then I was going to call you back after you played the first week, but then Gritty was on the phone for some reason, so
Wait,
I picked him up.
If you want, I can leak DMs of me saying that I no longer want to play for the Striking Vipers.
That's not true.
That's just true. You're just making up fake news.
Like he has to
don't
be
even. I said I was doing you a favor playing week
it's
1.
strange. I did you a favor by carrying you week 1. So
okay.
it's weird. So I was on the phone with Kiwi, and Kiwi was like, please let me stay on the team. And I was like, I've been running tryouts, Kiwi. Like, it's really strange that you want to stay on this team because I have Gritty already in the spot. And he's like, dude,
yes.
Okay.
like, please, I'll be a sub.
Can you enact Kiwi right now? What was he saying first?
Okay, here it is. He's like, oh, please, I'll be a sub. Please let me in. And I was like, I mean, we gotta leave our sub positions open, like just in case, Like we do have a lot of sub spots, and currently I take up all the sub spots, but I just wanted to leave those open after picking up Gritty. So
yes.
that's the fun. That's the real tea there.
That's just absolutely what happened. I can't even deny it. But so I don't actually get to try out a ton of things with the team, so I kind of just have to play what they're used to.
Yeah.
Which is, the stuff that I play with.
Varus.
On hit,
Varus is absolutely
lethality,
broken.
Manamune.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of it. I kind of hope that Varus isn't played in playoffs as much. I heard it's getting nerfed. At least lethality Varus is getting nerfed next patch.
Wow.
So I would definitely be down to see a little bit of a shakeup because I feel like a lot of teams are trying to abuse the Varus, and we have unfortunately had to do so as well because it was just getting annoying. I know we were literally picking it so that other teams wouldn't pick it and we didn't have to ban it. So we were just
it's weird. Like I don't see a lot of ADCs who want to play like champions that counter Varus. Like a great counter Varus is Sivir. Like if you play. Like, if he plays lethality Varus, like, you stand within the wave until you get Caulfields. You out. If you're alone against him, like, you just spell shield and you win the fight. Like, and then he's forced to go lethality against maybe a poke team he's forced to go on hit against maybe teams that he can't really go on hit against. So.
I personally, as a spectator, am really excited for not this first round of playoffs, but the second round of playoff Varus picks, because it seems like Thursday Division only knows how to play on-hit Varus, and Friday Division only knows how to play lethality Varus, and I'm really excited to see which is the right choice here. It should be interesting.
True. I've
And then
noticed
the weekend plays Misfortune. I think.
Yeah, like Thursday doesn't play Misfortune too much.
That's very odd to see that difference in meta, which shouldn't really be the case because I feel like it's there's one meta.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's definitely interesting. You bring up a big point about the Varus. Unfortunately for you, though, lethality Varus will be nerfed by the second round of playoffs, so you will not get to see the actual matchup there.
So what I'm hearing is I'm not seeing Gritty versus Kiwi Varus prio picks. Oof.
No, you will not see that. Unfortunately, Gritty will have to play me with a straight up champion where he can just be thrown into the dirt.
Well, BWay, I think that's a win for you there.
I think it is too. Like,
Because he's admitted to gritty making to the semis.
well, I'm just ready to hear support. I'm ready to hear support diff, like he always says. So, you know how that feels, right?
My
Seymour?
support's good. My support is good.
Except,
Definitely better than the last one.
except
Yeah,
that you're
definitely
not
better than the last
playing.
one.
Like, what are the chances you as a sub right now for Final Boss to be played?
I mean, I'm gonna be playing the whole PRL split because their main ADC is not eligible. He hit Masters, so
Why?
our-
what was his name?
YYC ADC. So that's why I've been playing all split. Basically, I
Okay.
only play on Fridays for them, which is PRL.
Okay.
So I will definitely be there. Don't worry. I will definitely make sure that everybody loses, and I win.
I'm actually really excited for, like, we didn't talk about it, but I'm excited for the top lane matchup for Friday's game with I think it's Shaden versus Diesel, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited for that matchup. I like the way Diesel comes out with some spicy things going on in the top lane, and I don't know. Shaden seems like a rock up there. I'm like, I don't know. I know you guys don't look at top lane too much, but
Nope.
if because you guys are stuck in the bottom lane and you guys have lock screen on.
What do you
but-
mean? I see you die top every single time.
Me?
Oh,
my
yeah,
God.
back when
and
we were
then
on
he tries
GN,
to
don't
help
worry.
you.
Don't worry, I watched every single time. Kiwi can confirm because I ran into the other team.
No, you literally said, "Can I roam top?" And like you never could because
Yeah,
I would
you know what
already
my
be
favorite
winning.
line was, B-Way? Hey, see what would say. Hey, B-Way, what can I do to help you? You seem like you're struggling up there, and I want you to succeed. So what can I do to help you?
Yeah,
Mental
and then I say
coach.
like it's over, you know, like
Yeah, he says it's over.
or
Keeps
like
it big.
2 minutes into the lane, I say I'm dead, which is mostly true some of the times, but then like I'll say I'm dead and then I solo kill him. So I fake teams a lot with my calls as well.
Yeah.
That's the best way about it. But I am excited for this matchup against Diesel and Shaden. If I had to choose one, I think I don't know. I think Shaden works like the jungle for Glaze works really well with Shaden, a lot better than for Essentia. So I'm gonna lean more towards Glaze just because of the top side. And they already have a terrific bot side, so I think I don't know. I'm against Kiwi on this one. I think Glaze is gonna win out, but if they when they play Merc, it's not even gonna be close. Merc is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I agree. Merc beats both of those teams.
Yeah, Merc is insane.
I think Essentia wins 3-2 though, because Essentia can only win 3-2.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Accurate.
Take it to game 5, Essential Lightning.
Yeah. It's gonna be close.
So that side is the Conference A, which is Thursday, Friday. So what about the other side? We don't have the confirmed cases of
Yeah,
so
we don't know the matchups yet.
So what do we have left?
well, Ignitis
for-
is first, so that's the first thing for Soul Division. Ignitis is number 1.
Right.
Thunder and Recon 5 Yellow, they have to
Yeah.
start from the bottom and work their way up. So
But it's unknown who they play, right? Because
yeah.
yes, they.
And seeing the 4-way tiebreaker, sorry about that, is that Black Jaguar Gaming has yet to win one game off of Final 5, so the possibility of Final 5 being the number 1 spot, who would you guys rather see play against Black Jaguar Gaming?
I'm not exactly sure how that. So it's Final 5 versus.
It would be Final 5 with a bye, and
with
then
a bye. So Black Jaguar would play
Either Recon 5
Boy.
Yellow, right?
Would they play Recon 5 Yellow? Do they have the second best record?
I would think so.
No, it would be. Sorry about that. It would be against Recon 5 Yellow. Yeah, it would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
yeah.
Oh well, I think Recon 5 Yellow. So like, is probably the worst team in playoffs.
True. I'd second that.
So I think Black Jaguar wins pretty easily. They really didn't show anything half decent. I think their best player isn't there anymore. The Sturridge or whatever his name was, the mid laner.
Or yeah, the Strige or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really don't think that they're gonna do very well versus Black Jaguar, and yeah, they had like they had what essentially was a 4-team division basically, and they barely made it. So, yeah, Black Jaguars I think would take that.
I don't know.
They win.
I feel like if any of these teams that FF stayed in the division, they'd be in the playoff spot. So I'm not too sure on how that'll turn out. I'd be surprised if R5 takes a game. Is it a best of 5 or?
Yeah, it's a best of 5.
Yeah,
I'll give R5 one game.
No, I don't give him a game.
3-1, one game.
Nah, it's a goose egg.
Against Final 5 or Black Jaguar, it's one game.
What do you think, Sewell?
It's really hard because I feel like their morale specifically is kind of down. It looks like when they added players to their roster, they're potentially adding players from other Recon 5 teams. So hopefully those guys coming in will improve the roster and they show up, because I think it's definitely not a one in, like, they're out. They can definitely take this game in the series. I think, like I said, I think this side of the bracket is going to be just as close as the Thursday side. The biggest concern I have is when they meet. So I expect
the finals.
Yeah, so I expect this to be a very close series still. So I'll give them 2 wins. I think they're going to drop it 3-2 though.
Ooh,
Okay.
see, he is 3-2.
So that means we would have Essentia is
Going
They would face
against-
either Gothboy, Click, or Tempest Gaming.
Tempest. I think Tempest takes that. So,
Yeah, for sure.
I think either way though, Essentia beats both of those teams, and
I think so too.
think it should be pretty handily, but Essentia loses games that they also shouldn't. I think that's just an Essentia thing. I don't know what it is, but they just kind of lose games that they shouldn't lose.
I think this Essentia team though is like miles above the other Essentia team.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when you
they
look at
both
it
beat
at
each
paper,
other.
when you look at it at paper, but when you see them actually play on the Rift, it's like, oh, Meshuggah's already dead, and now she's like
yeah,
2
I
levels
wouldn't say
behind.
this team is miles above
Tanzo misses
I-
some ultimates, or he loses lane, which he shouldn't be.
I mean, Tanzo, come on.
I know
come on.
he shouldn't be losing
Tanzo's
lane.
my boy though. I can't flame Tanzo. I can flame all of Essentia, but
Oh,
I can't
okay.
flame Tanzo.
That's
I hope
fair.
he's watching this podcast. I told him I hope he goes 18-0, but I still hope you guys lose.
Like, I'm not flaming Tanzo. I hope he doesn't take it as flame, but it's like I have my hopes and dreams on him, I want him and his team to win. Obviously I'm not gonna cheat for them to do that. I want to see it legitimately. Legit wins. Going through. I want to see like Tanzo and that team win, because it just looks like the most stacked roster. When it first came up, I'm like, Tanzo's here, Striker. Well, they don't have Striker. Emmett Shugget's there. They have Fancy Italian. Fancy Italian's crazy. But this season,
you have to ban Yasuo. You have to.
But this season, as Fancy
his
Italian
Yasuo's
played,
cracked.
I feel like it wasn't his best of one season. The previous one and the one before were his best. This season, it was like,
I would agree.
yeah.
Yeah, the team has some inconsistency issues, but I think in a best of 5 they should take it against both Tempest and Gothboy. I predict it to be a 3-1 again. I think 3-1 against Gothboy and 3-2 versus Tempest. Because Tempest doesn't seem that bad. It's weird because I think Echidna is pretty good.
I think Echidna's good, yeah.
I think Echidna is pretty good. So maybe he could take a couple games from them because he should be a little better than Fancy. But yeah, I don't really see it being too crazy. I think it's more of if Essentia misplays or not on that one. For both of those teams.
So you're telling me that a team with Ezreal on it is going to take 2 games?
Yeah, because it's up to Essentia to lose them there. Like
Right, but like this is your mind. This is coming from you.
yeah, but did I say it was because it's gonna be because Ezreal? No.
I'm just making sure.
He basically
they finished first seed with Ezreal with Griffin on the team last year. They somehow did that, so I'm sure they could take 2 games if Essentia decide to donate them. I mean,
I'm saying 3-0. I'm saying 3-0
for Thunder versus
Yep.
Tempest.
Yep, 3-0 Thunder over Tempest. Tempest does have a good logo. They do have.
They have a great logo.
They have a great logo.
Yeah. I think Final Boss has the best logo. Let's be honest.
I don't think so. I think Tempest has pretty good logo.
Like the new one.
No, the old one.
The old one.
I didn't even know about that old one. Was it
a
console
Halo
gamers?
team, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm pretty sure that Nightingale is just really bad at naming teams. Like he just absolutely zero creativity at all. So he's like, "Oh, guys, I used to like this Halo team back in the day. Let's just name it that." And I'm like, "Okay."
All right, let's copy.
These guys were clean. Let's do it. Shout out to Aether, am I right?
Yeah. Yo, what is that? Didn't I ask who did I ask about that Aether logo? Because I saw it on Twitter one time. Like, yo, I see you guys, I see you there. I'm like, wait, where does this Aether logo comes from? Because I'm pretty sure they don't know. So where does it come from?
I don't think they know.
They know now.
I don't know. It's not theirs, so they're now back to Eden Esports.
But where did it come from? Where did it originate from?
I think it was Pittsburgh. It was Pittsburgh something, right?
Really?
It was some esport place, but I don't know. It was.
I think it was given to them. I think it was given to them.
Yeah,
like,
I think it
here's
was.
your logo, and it's all like, oh, definitely not suspicious because it was given to us.
Yeah, but they're back to Eden, which MightyRai you might remember from.
2 years ago, baby.
Times.
The olden time, the prime time. A couple of new members, but I love the Eden Esports.
Eden Esports. Yeah, we all kind of went our separate ways, but we still talk to each other and from Go Next. So
yeah,
for sure.
Gone, but not destroyed.
What do you think about? Oh, sorry.
So for Saturday, Sunday, that moves Essentia forward, right? We kind of
Essentia. That would be Essentia
versus Final. Or no. Essentia would play off. But do you know MightyRai?
Who has the better?
Who has the better record? Well, first of all, since
I think Ignitus has the better record, right?
Yeah, Ignitus is one.
Ignitus and Final 5. Yeah, so Ignitus would play against probably the winner of.
I think they'll play against
Boy / Tempest versus. Or I don't know how that works.
Like if Akuma Glaives win, then Final 5 will go against them. If they win, obviously.
No. Not Akuma Glaives.
Who has the lowest record? I think that has to go to that.
I don't know, because
isn't wait.
Oh my god!
I think you may have predicted the wrong matchup because I think no matter what the result is of this coming game, I think the two teams that are currently play each other in the tiebreakers.
Okay,
because they all have the same record.
That makes sense.
Whereas Recon 5 will take on Lightning.
So they're all clearly the same records here. I'm not adding numbers, even though I kind of did a little bit here, but
they're all the same record.
So they should have to play each other in the 4-5 unless Senti had a lower record than them.
But besides Recon 5 Yellow, we're keeping them at 9-5 because even though they won, it was more like a I actually don't know what it was. I can't even explain that
So-
game. I couldn't even come up with a
Uh,
damn title for that stream either. What did I name it as?
all right, guys. Well, this is the part where I say adieu. Watch out tomorrow. Striking Vipers are coming to bite. We were hissing before. We were just playing with our food. Not today, tomorrow. Today we're training. Tomorrow we're gonna strike. So be ready. Be ready for it. Thank you for having me on the podcast. I'm gonna have to go get my boys ready. I'll catch you later.
Good luck,
Good
B-Way.
luck, B-Way.
Good
Thank
luck.
you. Thank you.
I'm not exact. Okay, Saturday,
you.
Sunday is a little complicated, so I don't know if we should read into it too much there. But what I will say is, I think that the winner will come out of the Saturday. The person going to the finals will come out of the Saturday division, and I think it's going to be either Ignitus or Essentia.
I'm fairly willing to predict Ignitus will be the final opponent for whoever makes it out of the Friday side.
Yeah, I would definitely. I can agree with that. I'm not exactly sure about matchups just because of everything that's going on with seeding, so I don't want to comment too much on that.
Yeah,
But I think I could agree with that.
Seeding has been pretty rough. Not even I know what the heck is going on with the seeding, and like it's just so complicated. Like I wish we didn't have a 4-way, but even though
Yeah,
I don't
never
want to
seen that
meme,
before.
I don't want to meme too hard. But TPG shouldn't have lost, you know, like just to avoid the situation. I want to watch games,
Yeah.
but I think where we actually had a situation of, you know, what happens if a 3-way happens, right? But 4-way happened, it's all like, well, this is very new to us and to anyone. Like, have anyone ever seen this before?
I don't remember in the previous splits, so maybe somewhere, in some league, but not that I've ever seen, and it's gonna be pretty interesting. But it's it's not too hard to figure out. It's just a little harder with the way that this season's playoff bracket worked. Is it was just based on like record too. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I guess that's it for the playoff matches. Did you have anything else you wanted us to talk about in terms of playoff matches?
So,
Like any players or?
oh yeah, so I actually want to go back to when we did our top 10 stuff. So the 10s, this is actually it was explained through the staff podcast, but um I have absolutely no clue what happened with it. Like it shows like wavelengths of audio, but none of that played. And it also showed like, you know, flat lines where we did have one flat line in our audio. That was when Ebron left, and I was like wishing him like, you know, stay safe out there, because where he lives, that's where all the rioting and stuff like that in real life is going on. So that's why we haven't been seeing him as often. He's out there playing it safe, and you should. People are crazy out there. Innocents are like innocent businesses are being, you know, burnt down or destroyed, and even innocent people, you know, been getting killed out there. So it's kind of I hope everyone just stays safe and stays home. Like, it's not even just the COVID anymore either. Now it's like people trying to kill you. So everything about 2020 is just trying to kill you at this point. So going back to the staff, the top 10s, they're like how they perform in a best of 1 format. We didn't look at it as how well did they do like in a best of 3 or 5. It just didn't happen, you know. We're still stuck in best of 1. But when we officially get all the teams and all the players, you know, we want to reformat entirely. So whoever was above could be below, because those people were strongly to believe they did really great in a best of 1 format. But in a best of 5, where your opponent can read you or get better against you, you know, these are the people we think that live the hype, and this is their moment to relive that hype. Because you can't really live a hype on a best of 1 format. It's kind of hard because you're looking to win as a team, But in a best of
Mhm.
5, you can go balls out and, potentially try to win on your own in 2 of those games. And then the third game is where, it kind of goes back to like a best of 1 kind of thing.
For sure. I think the thing with those power rankings too is a lot of things can change when you start to do like the inter division play, and also like you see every match on stream. So it's hard to tell with those rankings, but they're interesting to have up, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see how everyone performs going into playoffs. For the people that are going into playoffs from that list.
Did
Yeah,
anyone? Sorry.
moving into playoffs, it's really like that stamina is going to be necessary moving into this best of 5 format. Not everybody has had a chance to play in it, and it can get stressful and very long. So it's something you got to be prepared for. And teams just it's also hard to practice for it because you can't really get 5 blocks from people out there. So
Yeah,
be really
bananas.
interested to just see how
Bananas.
teams prepare.
M&M's with with the almond seeds in them. Relax, chill,
Yeah,
stick together mentally.
for
Did,
sure.
did anyone scroll far enough in this top 10s, like down?
I went through kind of most of them. Why?
I
Which
don't think I
which one did
saw
you want to
them.
talk about?
I did a team ranking season, and no one actually talked about that part. So I was wondering how many
Oh, like
people.
how teams did?
Yeah, like we have the 10s, and then under the 10s we got the team ranking season, like how well they did during in the season, which are ranked
Yeah, I
between.
saw that. I mean, it looks pretty straightforward. I think there should be some more C's.
Some more C's.
Some more C's. Yeah.
Who do you think would have been a C?
I think that, hold up, where was I looking at? I was looking at someone. Like TFT Crownless should just definitely be a C. Like they didn't do anything besides take a game off Essentia somehow. And I'm actually going off your list.
Yes,
Uh,
that's what I was hoping for.
I think some people should. Yeah, I should. I think Death Card should actually be a B plus, at least. They're actually good. I know, like, I guess in terms of like their standings, it wasn't that great, but in terms of performance, they're pretty good.
Their comeback.
Cetra should be below a B because they completely tossed their season. Those guys are a C. They tossed their season. This is
Okay.
just my opinion.
Yes, no problem.
Exertion should be B minus C plus because they had no business. No offense, Seal, but you guys had no business even competing for a playoff spot.
I don't know how we did. Our roster changed every week.
Absolutely
I was unsure who was playing.
Element 5 seemed pretty bad compared to what I thought they would be too. So, C for them. And yeah, CSU Rams D. They just didn't even show up to their games. D.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean overall it's pretty. I guess it's a little easier to rank the teams because it's kind of like, pretty based on standards, on standings. But I think MightyRai, your list was a little too forgiving.
Was it?
It was too many A's.
I'm not too harsh on people.
Too many A's.
It's kind of hard for me to
nice.
be too harsh. Yeah. I wanted to give Defiance a C, but I was like, if I give them a C or if I keep on giving them too much props, I feel like they would stop training. I want them to train. I want them to train hard.
Yeah, I mean, props to them for staying in for till the end and
only team. They were the only team that did not forfeit any games no matter what circumstance, and they get big props for that. Love them.
Yeah, but they weren't very good, so.
Oh my god! I did say this on the Stat podcast too. they're not good at ending the game. They're really good early, but they're not good like when it's midway where you have to macro play and sort of push as a team, and when it's late game where they got all the items, they got all the damage, but like what do we put all that resource on? Like they're really good
Yeah,
early
and
game. They need coaching. They need someone to coach them to play through the mid and to the end. Because I think they can. I think more on the mid game than the end. Because if anyone can help them out, push more on how to win a mid game, like I think there will be very less often that they will play a late game where it's not necessary.
yeah, Sealf, I mean, what do you think about Defiance?
They were decent in laning phase and they could generate advantages, but their overall moving to that next step always seemed to be just a hurdle for them. And they never seemed to really be able to get past that. And it seemed like they were just every single game failing there. And it just kind of takes a strong leader and someone to really start like dictating how they're going to play that game from that position, because we played them twice. The first time we played them was actually a fairly close game even,
Yeah.
and it just turned into yeah, you're up 5 or 6 kills on us, but we're up 2 towers and 2 dragons. So the focus just seemed to be off from that team.
The kills were always above everyone else's, but like the gold, who's a perfect example of that? I know there's one or maybe 3 teams out there where even if you had like 7 kills, the gold and all the resources were not funneled and everyone had pretty good wealth. And then and those are definite losing games too. Who is one? The one that played Jace mid. Played Jace mid. I'm trying to remember.
I mean, to give you a good example of not a team that like had a ton of gold and a ton of kills, and like to kind of give you an opposite example is like Go Next. When we were in the league, like we're constantly a team that just like didn't always have the most kills and have the best KDAs. Like some games we would just win from like weird things. Like we're a pretty macro based team. I know like that's so like as you can see like Defiance maybe is like got some good players, but they can't kind of gel it and they can't get it to kind of work together. Like we were able to win off of a lot of macro play and not necessarily individual play a lot of the time. So I guess that's kind of like the other end of what Defiance was. Is we were able to kind of piece it together a little bit. So I mean, it seems like they're breaking down a little bit in the macro. Is from what I haven't watched a ton of them or seen a ton of them, but that's what I'm kind of gathering from you guys is they kind of just were good players that were pretty good at laning, and like they can't really translate it because they get a little lost as a 5 unit.
Yeah, I forgot who it was, but one of them was Jace mid, had like 9 kills or something like that. Was one-shotting AD carry, was one-shotting mid lane. But, the other opposition, they did not give in at all. Like they may not be ahead of kills. Jace must be fed as hell. But like they took the most towers, they took the most dragons, they took both of the Rift Heralds. Like they dominated one thing, but the other is what really kind of, like funneling gold could be the end of someone in that kind of circumstance where it's all so dependent on you, but you're not just building wrong, but you're also not carrying the team with that resource.
Yeah.
So it would have been better to apply that resource everywhere else and including himself, just not all of it all at once. Putting your eggs into one basket. So I think we've seen so many games like that. There's only a few that can probably pull that off. I would say like someone like Fancy Italian can pull it off. I could say someone like Diesel can pull it off. Atenio can probably pull it off too. If he's like insanely ahead, I think Atenio can pull off like actually carrying the team.
Yeah, but ADC in 2020 kind of hurts him a little bit.
Well, most of their drafts, I think they do a little bit of protected ADC. There's a lot of peel for him most of the times.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's good about him is that he actually gets peels from his team, so makes him even better. Who else can do that? I know there's a few people that can. Striker might be able
I
to do
mean,
that
Nightingale does it pretty
every
well.
time. I think Nightingale does it
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
Uh,
He tends to do good with the lead.
I'll leak a little information. But
Okay.
Drops is another person. He will destroy teams if left unchecked. So, that's someone to watch out for coming into playoffs.
We
Yeah, I
won't
think
even be
Drops
able
is
to
pretty
see
good.
that. Not until like after a week we'll be able to see that. I mean this week.
Yeah, we'll see
Yep.
him next week.
I want to see that.
Yeah, I can agree with Drops being pretty good. I guess I'll leak something that's kind of relevant to playoffs. It's about my team, but it's not anything crazy, and I'm not going to tell you who. But we do have a new jungler. We have a new jungler for playoffs, so be prepared for that. It's going to be a new look. I don't know if I should say who or can say who. I'm not really sure. I feel like it was reported, but I could be wrong.
Jungtao?
Me.
Oh, Tree Bro.
No.
It's Tree Bro,
Yes,
right?
Tree Bro.
Yeah.
Yes.
What
Tree
is
Bro.
so
Oh
exciting
yeah,
about this guy?
He's pretty good. I played so actually I played Clash with Tree Bro because they're we were just hanging out, so I played with Final Boss and Tree Bro. He's pretty good. He's definitely knows how to play all around the map. And I'm pretty excited. I think we're even better of a team now. Going to playoffs, which is kind of scary when you really think about it. I think he'll probably compete for like top 2-3 junglers in our like division conference thing. I think he's up there with Drops. I think Drops is like Drops, Striker, and Tree Bro. I think are like the top 3 junglers between the two divisions. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
So, man, this I feel like this season, you know, even though to me every new season's the better season, right, or the best season, I feel like this season we'll officially get a finals winner because it seems like you know what I'm talking about. Come on.
It seems like a lot of seasons we don't really get that.
No, we
Something
don't.
happens before
Yeah.
finals.
Ridiculous things,
Yes.
man. Ridiculous things
Crazy
happen.
things happen. Yeah, we should have a finals winner this year.
Yeah, I think all the craziness has been taken care of before, and
Yeah, get it out of the way.
yeah,
Yes, we should have
it's
a finals winner with no issues.
it's not a thing. I'm pretty sure we're not proud of, because it's kind of hard to get rid of like toxic orgs or people as individual. Like believe it or not, like there's been people doing the KYS thing, and I don't see it as horrible, right? But when I tell others, it's kind of horrible being told that way. At first, I didn't even know what the hell that was. I had to like Google it, right? I've never heard of this. And I was like, wait a
I
minute,
had to
like
Google
this
it.
guy literally just told me to kill myself. I'm like, wait, like
And
what?
then you're like, oh, now I understand why KYS is so bad. I just thought they
Yeah,
were being stupid and saying letters.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like that's not a good thing. I'm like, why do we need people like that? So I'm not saying like I'm proud or too happy about getting rid of people, because it kind of sucks. It's always the worst feeling because
But
like first of all, what are the drawbacks, right? We get rid of someone, and who is this guy gonna tell other people what? That's probably not even
yeah.
true, right? Like it's just I don't know. I got way too many heat for no reason. It's like,
It's not fun to have to remove people. I can say that.
yeah. It's a good thing most recently I had nothing to do with it, but I still get heat from it. It's kind of crazy. I had
Yeah.
nothing to do with it, still got heat from it. I'm like, I guess I'm still too far into the kitchen somewhere. Even though I'm like out there trying to give out good good customer service and waiting tables, and it's better to live at peace. But with all the hectic stuff, yeah, like we got Merc Nimbus, they've been great. Cetra's been great too. What other teams? You guys been great. Final Five's been great. Tempest Gaming has been great. I love trolling them. Like honestly, they're like probably one of my closest friends, even though I don't talk to them personally. I just love that, we both have each other's attention. I love it. But it's just all shits and giggles. It's not really me trying to hurt you guys in any way. I hope they make
For
it.
sure.
I hope they really do make it. Gothboy Click has been really randomly good. Who else has been good? Black Jaguar has been good.
Death cards came out of nowhere a little bit.
They
Mad
came out of
City.
nowhere and they're so good. Mad City's awesome. Phoenix Rebirth, Exertion, Defiance has been great as well. They've been like probably the greatest out of anyone else. Very humble people. Glaive
Yeah.
Umbra.
There's always good teams, and teams that are not so great to have.
Yeah.
But
Especially some people.
but yeah.
Like we get told someone's like sketch before they're even allowed to
Yeah.
do anything. So I think there's
So
still a couple of them, but I don't think they're playing.
for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how that stuff works. Like we can't all just be friends, There's always got to be gossip or drama. But I love it in a way.
But I mean, the banter's fun. The actual banter's fun. Always have fun with that. But yeah.
So playoffs this season, I think it's still one of the better things. I still got a lot of work to do. I wanted to do 2 videos. I can't do 2 videos now that I figured it out. It's gonna be cool. I'm gonna try to add some more cool effects, some other things I wanted to do that I've been imagining since like the beginning of the season. The only thing I didn't imagine though were like the recent scuff things that were going on, especially the 4-way tie.
Yeah.
That was like the scuffiest thing ever. I'm like, wait a minute. I had plans for having the official 12 teams on a video, but we still
For
don't
sure.
until possibly Friday. So by Friday, I can actually officially finish a video because we got our
Yeah.
12.
And you already know
yeah.
one that's eliminated.
And you already know that. Yeah, you already know one's eliminated. That's funny.
Yeah. I don't know. That sucks,
I
man.
personally
Yeah.
would like to take a moment here and thank you for all your hard work this season, Mighty. I know you do a lot of the production and behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And really make the league run. So good work.
Absolutely.
You're doing a great
Yeah,
job.
Mighty, you've been holding down the fort in the broadcast booth for quite a while now.
Yeah. It's honestly the hardest position. It really is. I think this is the toughest I've ever worked in a broadcast booth. Broadcasting and then dealing with negative or positive, or I mean, I'm not saying positive is a negative, but there's
You're dealing with stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
dealing with stuff extra on top of what I'm already doing. But
Mhm,
I appreciate
for
some
sure.
people that wait until after I'm done broadcasting to bother me, because I enjoy being bothered. Even it's everything, I get happy. I'm like, oh, who's texting me? Like, oh, okay, he needs help. I want to help him out. That's what I want to do. But sometimes I can't. I can't be helping someone when I am rushing to try to, start up in another game or something like that. Sometimes it's rush to try to push ourselves into a different lobby, and then I had to like do all the changes. But yeah, that's what the staff's there for. Staff's been doing great. Pretty sure we only get better. Pretty sure we only move up from here. And now let's do some shout outs here, or any conclusions though. I've heard about
Conclusions?
the gossip, a little bit of gossip from you guys. How about
Yeah.
who is gonna take it this season? Who's gonna take that?
Final boss. And if not us, Merc. If not us, Merc Nimbus, I think.
I'll go with a bit of a. I don't know if it's a dark horse because I think they're a top 3 team, but I'll say Mad City takes the season. I think they have what it takes to take down both Final Boss and Merc, and I think those are probably their 2 biggest competitors. So
Yeah,
I'll give them the go ahead there.
I believe that. Strongly believe that. In the best of 5 format, I don't think anyone has anything on body or mind division right now. Like Essentia, like you mentioned before, Kiwi, uh, they're losing games they're not supposed to. So it kind of puts us in an awkward position because you know
Yeah.
our expectancy is high for them, and then they just drop the ball, and it's all like, wait, what happened? Like it's kind of like you being at a football game and you leave preemptively because I know this team, they're gonna win, and then they get 15 and 0, you know.
Yeah.
And then like the next day you read on the newspaper, it's all like, wait, what the hell happened? Like I should have stayed to watch, you know, and show support.
Yeah, for sure.
But now it's like they lose a little bit of the support there, but I think it's kind of good in a way where it's all like, you know,
Makes it interesting.
yeah, it puts them down to a level to grind again. You know, it's all about that grind.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's conclusions. I could start with the shout outs. I got a couple. Shout out to B-Way and Seawolf, the Go Next boys, for doing the podcast. It was fun. I know B-Way's not here right now, but it was fun, being with these guys again. Shout out to Final Boss, because we're good. Yep. And, yeah, I guess those are really my shout outs. Final Boss and Go Next are my shout outs. Oh, and Bishan. Shout out to Bishan, because B for MVP. That's right.
Yeah. I'll do a little bit of a shout out to Gothboy Click. I think they're the farthest down in the rankings, and the team's still competing. I think they can definitely upset some people and potentially make it in. And I think they're a dark horse of this tournament. It'll be interested to see what happens with them. So I'll give them a quick little shout out and see how they go. Other than that, not much else. Of course, shout out Go Next and the rest of the teams: Kiwi, B-Way, Bishan, Sharon. You guys are great. Shout out my team, Exertion Gaming. We finished off the season.
Don't exist.
Was not the ending we were looking for, but everyone still played their heart out. So shout out to them.
For me,
Sounds good.
I've been wanting to give out a big shout out. I want to give up a shout out to Phoenix Rebirth, to Mad City, to Striking Vipers, Exertion, Cetra, Defiance, Merc Nimbus, CSU Rams, basically everyone in the Mind Division. You guys, to our eyes and behind the scenes, we think you guys have always been like the best division. Every other division don't have anything on you guys. At first, I thought Soul Division, but now the way I see Soul Division, not really. But still, honorable mentions to both of the TFT teams out there, to the Hydra Red Team at one point. I don't know if you guys remember that. To Death Cards too. Death Cards, like we had so much hype for you guys even before the season. We didn't see it. Maybe we gave it too much. But now, when you guys were no longer the most hypiest team out there, you guys pulled it in. It was a bit too late, but still, we saw what could have been. We saw what could have been a team in the playoffs. You know, it could have been completely different. To Imperial Knights, to Glaive Umbra, to both of the Essentia teams, to Rising Dawn, Ignitus, Recon, to both of the Akumas, to Rated R Esports, to Bellfire, Final Five, who are new, but they've come up pretty big. Oh, I forgot there's 2 CSU teams. To Element 5, to Wolfpack, to both Merc teams. I forgot they have 2 Merc teams as well. And to Black Jaguar Gaming, and then, of course, Gothboy Click. You've all been great. You've all been beautiful and wonderful. It's been amazing. A lot more, I think this season, everyone has to agree with me. There's been a lot more cam interaction. Like webcam interaction. I love it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
I know I get people like that don't want to be on cam. Trust me, I think I'm the ugliest out of anyone. So you guys should be beautiful. Always stay beautiful. Always stay awesome and amazing. So don't be shy about going cam. Trust me, it is one of the best interactions out there. We get up and close and personal. You get to see our expressions. You get to see the love in our eyes. You get to see everything. Um, I have so much sweat and grease on my face. I forgot I was up and down the stairs before this. Yeah, cause I was like cleaning out my dryer and the whole lint thing fell into the dryer, like where the compartment was. I don't know if you guys ever seen that compartment. So the whole thing fell in there, and I panicked. I'm like, I can't dry my clothing with that stuff in there. It could catch fire. So
Yeah.
yeah, so up and down because of that. I forgot to wash my face. I should have, but it's okay. To all the staff, to everyone in banter, haters, lurkers, whatever. Thank you all so much. You know, I know. I think that's like what family is at the moment. Family, you know, it's not perfect. We'll get into arguments. We'll get into fights. But at the end of the day, you know, um, it's done. It's whatever said was said. But we move on. Like, especially me, I move on pretty quickly because I don't remember Kiwi being hated that much. And I was there like for those 2 seasons. I don't remember. You know what I mean? Like I don't remember. But yes, thank you all so much. Sorry if we didn't get the staff thing. And sorry we actually had to cut it 1 hour and 38 minutes. We had to cut it 38 minutes because week 7 there was too many forfeits, right? So
Yeah. For sure.
Yep.
yeah, unfortunate. And I don't think we should cut off hands for forfeits. I think they should be allowed. I know people would rather see games regardless, but like in all honestly, in the rules, they're not obligated to, right? They just know it's $5 off of them, or like some money taken from the deposit, and just let us know ahead of time though. Instead of sitting on a broadcaster for 2 hours, like just waiting for the next game.
For sure.
Unfortunate, but once again, guys, thank you to you, Kiwi, at the Majestic Kiwi on Twitter, Seawolf and Bad Boy B-Way. They don't have Twitter, guys. They're not as cool as Kiwi, but they're still pretty top
Yeah.
dogs. You guys are pretty top dogs. At the beginning of the introduction, though, you guys sound a lot like I should party with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Gonex squad is mostly pretty big on parties.
Well,
Between me, B-Way, and Tron, some crazy people.
we'll party, and then we'll have Tron be our DJ. It's a
that's
perfect
it.
match, dude. It's a perfect match. It's the best way to end the night with Tron DJing up. I actually want to keep watching
For sure.
Tron. I used to I think I told Tron if he paid attention, I didn't DM him, so messages get buried. I told him that I used to follow a DJ guy, DJ Mike West something, Mike Westhouse. Yeah, he doesn't
I don't know.
he doesn't broadcast anymore. He used to DJ a lot, and he was getting like 600, 500 viewers. Pretty good. I mean, he would DJ his heart out, and he would play homage to his community, to chatters. You know, he would tell them, "Hey, welcome to my channel" and stuff like that, like directly to you. It was awesome. You know, I hope Tron can do that too, because it's pretty cool. You know, you're there to have fun and party. Maybe you're drinking already. Come on, it's DJ music. Why? It should be a relaxing time. But thank you guys anyways. Love you guys so much. Bad Boy, Seawolf, Kiwi, we are out. Thank you guys so much. And we'll see everyone this Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for, what was it? Mad City versus Striking Vipers. Wish both
Mad
teams
City
good luck.
Striking Vipers.
Yeah, wish both teams good luck. Thank you all so much. Have a good evening.